You ever hear people say the NBA needs LeBron James? That without him, the league will collapse, nobody will care, and TV ratings will tank? His fan base always says this. Well, I've got breaking news. As proof as that is total BS. Game 3 of the Knicks vs. Pacers just shattered that myth into a million pieces. This wasn't LeBron versus Curry. It wasn't Lakers versus Celtics. It was two gritty, hard-nosed teams, the Knicks and the Pacers, and somehow they delivered viewership numbers we haven't seen since LeBron's Cavaliers back in 2015. Let that sink in. LeBron wasn't in the building. LeBron wasn't even in the playoffs. And the people still showed up in record numbers. So today I'm making the case that the NBA doesn't just survive without LeBron. It might actually be better off. But first, welcome. My name is Paul and this is The Basketball Show, where I talk today's NBA, current events, news, players, history, and more. All completely unbiased, even though some people will disagree, because any opposing opinion to weak people is always labeled as hating. But truth is truth, and I stand on it. Let's get into it. So here is what went down. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers averaged a massive 7.1 million viewers on TNT and True TV. That's the most watched Game 3 of the East Finals since 2015, when LeBron's Cavaliers faced the Hawks. Now let's be clear, 2015 was peak LeBron. Still in his prime, still hungry, still chasing rings. And yet here we are almost a decade later watching a Knicks-Pacers series, two teams that haven't touched the finals since the 90s and early 2000s. Pull in those same kinds of numbers. That's not just a coincidence, guys. That's a signal. It's a signal that the NBA's popularity doesn't live or die with LeBron James like many say. It's a signal that fans crave new stories, new rivalries, and fresh energy. It's a signal that the league is finally entering a new era. Let's talk about what actually made this game so great. You had Tyrese Halliburton, who's quickly becoming a star, doing things we've never seen before. For example, in one of the games in that series, he dropped a triple-double with 32 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, and 0 turnovers. Do you know how rare that is? That has never been done in a playoff game, ever. Since the NBA started tracking turnovers in 1977. Statement for LeBron fans here, LeBron hasn't done this either. So we're witnessing history. And for once, it's not being written by Mr. LeBron James or squeezed into one of his highlight montages. You've also got Jalen Brunson, arguably the toughest, most clutch player in the league right now. A throwback point guard with New York grit who's become must-see TV. The dude is playing through injuries sometimes and still dropping around 40 in hostile environments. This is the kind of basketball fans are starving for. Real effort, real rivalries, real stakes. Tough, gritty, and physical. Not this a la flop, freedom of movement bullshit we've had for some time now. We don't want buddy ball. Not load management. Not one guy jogging through regular season and saving it all for the playoffs if he even makes it there. Let's be honest about something that needs to be said. LeBron James has had a really good career. Top 5, top 10, whatever you like. But at this point in his career, what he's doing is not leadership. It's not greatness. This is brand maintenance. LeBron is 40 years old, and instead of stepping aside, he's hanging around to make sure he tops every stat column in totals. He's got that all-time points lead already. He's padding his resume, adding just enough to keep the GOAT conversation alive. And I get it, it's a business, but at what cost? He plays selective defense. He paces himself through games, taking plays off, avoiding contact, letting teammates absorb the grind. He saves his bursts for SportsCenter clips, and when the team loses, it's everybody else's fault. That's not fair to the team. That's not fair to the fans. And it's not fair to the young stars trying to rise up while LeBron still tries to hog the spotlight. Let's not pretend he's still the LeBron of old. Gone are the days of 48-minute playoff marathons. Gone are the chase down blocks, the coast-to-coast dunks, and Game 6 explosions. What we have now is a version of LeBron that picks his spots, and too often those spots are when the game is already out of reach. Just to pad his stats, like I mentioned before. Sure, he still puts up numbers, but they're empty numbers, empty calories. You can't lead your team to a 3 seed, flame out early in the first round, and then expect to dominate every headline. And yet he still does. Because the media is addicted to him. They won't let go. They talk about him, so we talk about him. But none of us really needs to anymore. There's plenty else to start focusing on, guys. But fans are starting to move on as well. Many would love for LeBron James to retire. These Knicks Pacers ratings prove that. People are tuning in, not to watch a self-proclaimed king reclaim his so-called throne, but to see new blood. The league is stacked with talent. Let's go down the list real quick, just a few. Anthony Edwards, explosive, charismatic, almost ready to take the torch. SGA, crafty, cool, cold-blooded. Luka Doncic, now on the Lakers, already playoff legend in the making, possibly if he gets into shape. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown matured into consistent winners in Boston. De'Aaron Fox, Ja Morant, Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, all-stars who can carry teams. And you know what they all have in common? They're playing team basketball. They're hungry. They're not stat padding. They're trying to win. This is what the NBA needs more, not a 40-year-old preserving his brand image while his team gets bounced in the first round. Look at this Knicks Pacers series. It's got everything. Historic franchises with real rivalries. Players giving 110%. Overtime thrillers. Role players stepping up. Garden energy. Indiana pride. There's no soap opera here. No Hollywood drama. Just basketball. Fans respect that. Viewers respect it. And the 7.1 million tuning in for Game 3, that's proof. Even Game 1 of the series pulled the highest ECF opener ratings since 2018. Which, was the last time LeBron's Cavs were involved. So think about that. We're pulling Cavs-era LeBron ratings without LeBron. That's not supposed to happen, right? That ain't supposed to happen. According to the media and his fans, he's the league's life force. But if that were true, ratings would plummet when he's gone. Instead, they're climbing. It's time to stop pretending like LeBron is irreplaceable. The truth is, he already has been replaced. Not by one player, but by a generation of hungry, young stars ready to carry the league into a new chapter. He's not the face of the league anymore. He's the last chapter of a story that needs to end. Not tragically, but respectfully. You don't get to keep the spotlight forever, James. Michael Jordan knew when to walk away. Twice. Kobe Bryant gave everything until the tank was empty. They left the stage with their heads high. LeBron? He's milking the encore while the band is already packed up. So let's bring this full circle. Game 3 of the Knicks vs. Pacers wasn't just a great playoff game, it was a wake-up call. Just gonna remind you, the Knicks won that game. It proved that fans will show up without LeBron. It proved that the new generation is ready. And it also proved that this league has already moved on and the ratings back it up. We don't need another LeBron storyline. We're done with him. We don't need more Instagram workout clips from him. We don't need more fake urgency in meaningless games. We need heart, we need hunger, and we need guys who play for the name of the front of the jersey, not the brand on their sneakers or stat totals. And right now, that's exactly what we're getting from these Eastern Conference Finals. The NBA is in good hands. And it's time for LeBron James to get out of the way. If you agree, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. Do you think it's time for LeBron to retire? Who do you think is next in line to lead this league? My name is Paul. This is The Basketball Show, and I'll see you in the next one.